Hello everyone, my name is Richard and today we gonna talk about interesting subject. It's about early morning in crypto. What does it mean? It means that we are still in early stages of cryptocurrency revolution and blockchain revolution, and anyone who recognizes this has a huge opportunity to make a lot of money if he or she is able to choose the right project to invest. However, this is not financial advice. Always do your research. So let's start with this interesting article from Wise Cryptocurrency Ratings. By the way, don't forget to check their website. I will post links below the video. So after you finish watching, just give them a look. So it's about that people unfamiliar with crypto often ask the most challenging questions like how come we rarely see cryptocurrencies in everyday life? If crypto is so great, why isn't Amazon accepting it as payment? Or my Apple and Google apps work just fine, thank you. Why do I need these mysterious and fuzzy crypto applications that say they will do pretty much the same thing? People are barely beginning to reap the benefits of cryptocurrencies. Practical uses are still experimental. Very few know where to even find them. But investors are peering ahead in the future. They recognize that by the time usage is widespread, cryptocurrencies could be worth tens or even hundreds of times more. It's like in 2004 when you could have bought Google for less than $50 per share, or even like in the 1990 when you could have invested privately in that company for just pennies a share. Back then, just like crypto applications today, most people didn't know how to use the internet. They didn't even understand what it was or why we need it. So, what does it mean? That basic criticism is not invalid. It's based on the undeniable reality of crypto world today. There is a lot of plans, there is a lot of dreams, but no product that actually work and are widely used. That's what makes it easy for mainstream players to bash cryptocurrencies. It's always when you hear some criticism of cryptocurrencies, it's exactly about this, that they say there is a no real life use, and they blame it that is pure speculation. It's what gives organizations like the Bank of International Settlements the ammunition to criticize cryptocurrencies. It's what prompts so-called experts to say it's just a wild speculative frenzy, all fluff and no substance, and no intrinsic value. What they don't understand is that almost all the good stuff is still in the lab or in testing, like a new cancer cure that has yet to receive approval. You can wait until the drug comes out, or you can invest ahead of time. If it turns out to be a wonder drug, you can make money either way, but you could make many times more if you invest before it's launched in real time. So here's the big challenge of the teams now working on distributed ledger technology, the basis of all cryptocurrencies. They are still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. Consider EOS, for example, which merit our Wise rating of B, which means good, and is one of the few which technology we deem excellent. Right now, we have seen a torrent of criticism revolving around its governance, the way it makes critical decisions. Many people are upset that a group comprised of 21 block producers was given the power to freeze user accounts and confiscate funds from people suspected of running scams. What they say, these people who criticize that, they say true cryptocurrencies are supposed to be decentralized, permissionless and censorship resistant. The core philosophy of Bitcoin is that there must be no central authority, no one empowered to judge right from wrong. Now, here is what lies at core of this debate. Should cryptocurrency transactions be absolutely impossible for anyone to stop, which would also make it impossible to prevent and recover lost and stolen funds? Or should a cryptocurrency include consensus rules that allow elected leaders to protect users from theft, loss, and people seeking to harm them? Some suggest developers should try a solution that somewhere in the middle, sacrificing some degree of decentralization for some degree of control. Other reminds us that both kinds of project can coexist in the space. Author of this article agree with this sentiment. But let's look at how this has evolved in real world, where Ethereum fits in. Ethereum was launched with the promise to allow any person anywhere to write unstoppable applications. So far thought, we have only seen mildly successful decentralized applications, and it slowed the whole Ethereum network down to a snail pace. This is what prompted projects like Tron to move away from Ethereum bottleneck and declare independence. What happened to Ethereum promise of unstoppable applications? It seems they were unstoppable only until they hogged the network ban switch and brought everyone else to a halt. Could Ethereum developers come up with a solution? Eventually yes, but right now the solutions proposed are mostly theoretical with no assurance they are feasible, no ETA and no huge rush to get them done. So big question is, why are investors putting up big bucks when lofty promises have yet be fulfilled? Are developers simply out there to separate people from their money by creating false hopes? No, the truth is much simpler. It's still early in the morning of the crypto era. We have never had systems like this before. So nearly every new project is a new gamble, new experimental ways to serve and govern society. Bitcoin kicked off this spree of radical experimentation with the idea that no one should have authority over their peers. It created a decentralized, permissionless payment network that's virtually impossible to hack or censor. Next, some smart people realized that cryptocurrencies could be much more than just money or a payment system. Blockchain could even be used to create a global supercomputer. That's the big idea that gave birth to Ethereum. But then Ethereum was hacked. The hacker made off with millions of dollars worth of Ether tokens. The entire community was robbed, and there was no fix, no way to recover the funds other than one. They had to turn back the clock, abandoning all work and upgrades since the Ethereum before the hack. They had to replace all new Ethereum coins with the older pre-hack coins. They effectively declared that all the stolen currency was worthless. That's what happens when you don't keep things simple, argued Bitcoin fans. They had a point. As soon as cryptocurrency departs from tried and tested models to venture into new unknown territory, unexpected pitfalls are to be expected. Even more unexpected, however, was the fact that, despite a big hack, the Ethereum experiment turned out to be a massive success, which in turn created new problems to be solved, prompting new generation of cryptocurrencies. At every step of the way, the debate raged. Theorists, developers, or simply people who love crypto share their views on social media with great passion. They argue incessantly. They rave and rant about what's right and what's wrong, how things should be run, what the world of the future should be like. Some stick it out with a single project to the bitter or sweet end. Some get disgusted and break away from their project community to start their own projects, to pursue their own vision of distributed ledger technology, like creating a new denomination, even a new religion. Where will this process end? Most will eventually find their way to the dustbin of history, but a few will advance in the technology to new levels previously unimagined, creating new, higher standards for next-gen developers to beat. Today we are still in the third generation of distributed ledgers. There are still no clear winners, but before the next high noon, some leaders will have emerged. They will lead the space to new levels of public awareness and participation, and we will see a new all-time highs for the crypto markets. Just never forget what I told you at the outset. In the world of crypto, it's still early morning. They are still figuring out the basis. There are no right answers, only experiments. Some that will fail, some that will make history. And it is our good fortune to be here to watch history get made and even make money. Potentially some pretty big money along the way. Yes, so this is a very interesting article that we all need to understand that we are in early stages of blockchain revolution, the blockchain industry, and we need to be patient. And this channel is about to talk about long-term hodlers. Keep your investments long-term. It's not about short-term trading, it's about long-term hold, and that will most probably bring our big reward. So thank you for listening to this video. If you enjoy, don't forget to subscribe and give me like. Thank you for watching this video and see you in next one.